Hey everyone, hope you all are having a pleasant day. This is the 2D game that I have created using CSS, HTML and JavaScript. I call this game Jumping Flames and it is opened via Chrome. So here we can see if you press the button enter, you can start the game. So let me play the game and show you. So here are a few rules. The boy has to keep on running and facing the obstacles. The boy has to jump across the fire, which is the obstacle. You can also see your score on your top left corner when you run. The more you run, the higher your score is and the difficulty increases. So let me play the game now and show you. As you can see, the obstacles are fire and it becomes more harder. Let me play again and show you. You can see the score increasing of the boy. That's how the game finishes. And you can always press the try again button to restart the game. Now let's talk about the codes for index.html, CSS and JavaScript. So in my left side you can see the images, the sound effects and GIFs I have used to create the 2D game. So if we come to the index.html file, here we can see a link that have been used to link the HTML and CSS. This is the link. And if we come here, we can see the link that has been used to link JavaScript and HTML. Also, here we can see a div tag, an ID, and a class. A class is used in CSS, whereas an ID is used in JavaScript. Over here, this part is the part which is coded during the game, and this is after the game or at the end of the game. For example, here we can see class is game over, class your score, which means at the end of the game we can see a game over sign or a game over animation with the end score. At the end here we can see button on click equals reload, which means to start over the game, you have to click the try again button. Now let's talk about CSS. In CSS, this is the selector, for example, the background, the body, the boy, the score, and the property is the one on the left hand side, which is the width, and the value is 100%, which is the one on the right hand side. So here, the CSS is how the characters, the background, the fonts in my 2D game are represented, are animated. For example, the background has a width of 100%, and I have added the background image, say using URL and the background that I have downloaded. For example, background repeat here, you can see it's when my character, the boy, when the boy is playing the game, when he is going forward, the background or repeats. That's how you get the background repeat X, which means the background repeats horizontally. Here you can see the boy, the score, and as we go down, we can see a lot of CSS added. For example, some features of CSS are width, height, position, background repeat, display, flex direction, etc. So here you can see I have added a flame GIF, which is the obstacle for the boy. As we go down, we can see .btn, the title, the text, the start button, the your score, and at the end, game over. So here you can see how I have been able to add two colors for the background. This is an animation which makes the 2D game look much presentable and nice. So now finally, let's talk about JavaScript. In JavaScript, we can see variables added. So different variables are added for audio, for run, for jump, and for dead, as we saw when we were playing the game. Function keycheck event. Function keycheck event is where we use this code to find which key to press. For example, key code number 13 is enter. As we can see, we press enter for the boy in our game to run forward. As you can see, key code number 32 is space. That's for the boy to jump. So when we go down over here, we can see the run animation. So here is the codings for the boy to run. When we go much further, here we can see the background animation. This is how the background keeps moving horizontally when the boy is moving forward or when the boy is running and facing the obstacles. So after the background animation, we can see the jump function. The jump function is different. So the jump function has two if clauses. For example, what does this mean? This means, as you can see, we have 12 jump pictures over here. So from those 12 pictures, from 1 to 6, it means the boy is jumping from the floor or from the ground to the top, and from images 7 to 12, the boy is jumping from the top to the ground. Here, the boy margin top means when he's going from the top to the bottom, or from the ground to the top, from the ground to the top, the increase in its height. So the maximum height or how much pixels is supposed to be taken is shown here. And when we go down, we can see the score animation. So here you can see the function update score. So the score function can be seen. When we go here, we can see function create boxes. Here the boxes are created for us to represent the obstacles, which is 5. So here we can see when I is greater than 5, it's BML plus 600, and when it's greater than 6, when I is lesser than or equal to 5, it's plus 600. When it's greater than or equal to 6, it's 400, which means how the difficulty increases in the game. When we go down, we can see the function move boxes with another if clause. We can see two if clauses, and we can see clear interval run worker, clear interval jump worker, clear interval background worker, clear interval box worker, clear interval score worker, and the dead worker with the set interval dead to 100 milliseconds. So finally, we can see the dead function animation. This shows at the end of the game how the game is animated. For example, we only have 10 dead images with us, as you can see here. So once the boy reaches the 10th image, it automatically goes back to the first image. That's what it shows from if dead image is after 11, it goes back to 1. Finally, we can see function reload, which is when we want to play a new game, we have to play the restart button to start a new game or to try again.